Now a cosy round with a cosy person. It's your final chance to bump up your scores. 500 watts for answers to a question set by our cosy expert. This week, it's light bulb engineer Bill Carlton. Hello, Bill. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Bill's been collecting light bulbs for over 25 years, and we're going to present you with our Brainstorm bulb to see what you make of it.
Thank you very much, Cleo. It's brilliant.
Brilliant.
It looks actually similar to one of those in front of you.
You're absolutely right. This is the model that produced this.
And what model is that?
Well, what we have here are the two first successful bulbs. One from America, invented by Edison, and one from England, invented by Swan.
There's something interesting about the filament, isn't there, in the original bulbs?
Well, most people would think that the filaments were made of metal, but they were in fact actually made from vegetable. This first one by Edison was in fact charred or carbonized bamboo, and this one by Swan was carbonized cotton.
And how long would that last?
Oh, only 40 or 50 hours.
It's not very long, is it?
No.
You've got a fab collection of wobbly bulbs over here, which you're going to take us through, aren't you?
I'll switch them on to begin with, so that we can see some of the very interesting shapes of carbon lamps from the very early days, Victorian times, up until about the First World War.
And then what happened?
Well, this was very successful. It was the filament they used, by the way, was in fact the cotton used by Swan, but it was in fact a more refined version. It had a longer life, and it was more. It gave more light output. But before very long, because there was an awful lot of activity in that short period from about 1878 to about 1910, they in fact invented the first metal filament. And this is an example using tantalum.
And these are originals, aren't they, from when, 1902, did you say?
Exactly, yes. These are quite unique. To find two lamps still burning.
Something every housewife wants to know. How do they get their bulbs at home to last as long as they have? Because they're not actually as bright as they should be, are they?
No, no, they're underrun so that we get a long life out of them. They're a bit too valuable to run at full voltage.
And after 1902?
Well, they managed then to develop tungsten filaments, but the problem was that there was so much wire to accommodate in the bulb that for a decent wattage, the size of the globe became really too large.
They had squiggled it up and down to try and cram it all in.
They created these squirrel cages, as they call them.
So how did they get over that problem?
Well, what they did very cleverly was to coil the filament. So they not only coiled it, they coiled the coil as well. Well, he managed to get the size of the filament down to a very compact size, so that if you look at the modern lamp today, the 100-watt lamp in the middle here, again a clear filament so that you can see how they managed to get the size down to really small dimensions, and all due to this coil.
And we can see how that works in here, can't we, if we turn it on? The difference.
We see in a moment how the filament on the left-hand side, which is coiled coil, glows a lot brighter, giving a lot more light than the filament on the right-hand side, which is more stretched out.
So they could cram more in a bulb to give out more light.
Exactly.
And that one right at the end, this rather space-age looking one, is that something we have to look forward to?
This is basically a miniature discharge tube. It's completely cool by comparison with the household lamp that we're all familiar with. We know that it's far too hot to handle. And of course it's about 5 times at least as efficient and at least 5 times longer life.
So every home will have one soon.
I think
I
so.
feel a question coming on, Bill.
Yes, the question concerns this household bulb. As you know now, it emits a lot of heat as well as light. The question is, of all the electrical power that we use for that lamp, what percentage is actually converted into light?
Okay, panel, there's the question. All the power going into that particular bulb, how much of that power is converted into light and how much is frizzled away in heat? Okay, how much goes into light as a percentage? Okay, let's have a look at your results. Well, Guy thinks it's 25% is turned into light, and the rest is heat. Shari thinks it's 30%. Richard goes for 25, and Errol for 27. Bill, which one is almost right? Any of them?
Well, the two nearest are Guy and Richard, but the real answer is 5%.
5%?
5%.
Heavens above. Well, Guy and Richard, I think we'll give you, because you're so far away, but nearer than Shari and Errol, I think we'll give you 100 watts. Yes, that's about fair, each. 100 watts each. And thank you, Bill. Thank you.